Few figures in human history bridge the divide of faith like Prophet Abraham, the patriarch of monotheism, revered as Ibrahim in Islam, Abraham in Judaism, and Abraham in Christianity. His life story is a profound narrative of faith, sacrifice, and divine guidance. In this journey, we delve deep into his life, tracing his path from birth to legacy, with references from the Quran, Bible, Torah, and other ancient traditions. Abraham was born in the ancient city of Ur in Mesopotamia, a thriving center of civilization and pagan worship. According to Islamic tradition, his father, Azar, or Terah in the Bible, was an idol maker, and mentioned, O Muhammad, in the book The Story of Abraham. Indeed, he was a man of truth and a prophet. From an early age, Abraham cautioned the practice of his people. The Torah describes a young boy with a contemplative nature, while the Quran portrays him as someone deeply troubled by the worship of a man-made idols. When he said to his father and to his people, "What are these statues to which you are devoted?" they said, "We found our fathers worshippers of them." He said, "You and your fathers have been in manifest error. Driven by a relentless quest for truth, Abraham turned to the natural world. In the Quran, his journey of discovering the true Creator is vividly described. When night covered him, he saw a star and said, "This is my Lord." But when it set, he said, "I do not like those that disappear." Through his reflection, Abraham concluded that the Creator must be eternal and beyond the confines of creation. This marked the beginning of his mission to bring monotheism to his people. Abraham believed in the Lord, and he credited it to him as righteousness. Abraham's unwavering faith brought him into direct conflict with King Nimrod, a figure mentioned in Islamic traditions and Jewish midrash. His defense of idolatry culminated in a dramatic trial. Have you not considered that the one who argued with Abraham about his Lord, because Allah had given him kingship? Abraham said, "My Lord is the one who gives life and causes death." They said, "Burn him and support your gods if you are to act." God said, "O fire, be coolness and safety upon Abraham." Jewish midrash adds this Nimrod was astonished by Abraham's survival. while Islamic tradition attributes his protection to divine intervention. In the Bible, Abraham's relationship with God is solidified through a covenant. God promises to make his descendants as numerous as the stars and bless all nations through him. And I will establish my covenant between me and you and your offspring after you throughout their generations for an everlasting covenant, to be God to you and your offspring after you. In the Quran, Ibrahim is portrayed as a leader and a unifying figure, tasked with guiding humanity towards monotheism. And we made them leader, guiding by our command, and we inspired them to do good deeds, establish prayer, and give zakah, almsgiving charity. The Quran and Islamic traditions recount Abraham's journey to Mecca, and with Hagar, Ishmael. There he left them in the barren desert, trusting God's plan. The miraculous appearance of the Zamzam spring ensured their survival. Our Lord, I have settled some of my descendants in an uncultivated valley near your sacred house, that they may establish prayer. This event marked the foundation of Mecca as a spiritual center and the eventual construction of the Kaaba. The story of Abraham's willingness to sacrifice his son is revered across Abrahamic faiths. Though the identity of the son varies, in some Islamic tradition it is Ishmael, in Judeo-Christian text it is Isaac. And when they had both submitted and he put him down upon his forehead, we called to him, O Abraham, you have fulfilled the vision. Take your son, your only son Isaac, whom you love, and go to the land of Moriah, and offer him there as a burnt offering. Regardless of the differences, the story underscores Abraham's absolute faith and obedience. In his later years, Abraham witnessed the fulfillment of God's promises. His descendants grew into great nations. As foretold in the covenant, the Quran honors him as a friend of God. And Allah took Abraham as an intimate friend. Then Abraham breathed his last and died at a good old age, and an old man and full of years. Abraham's legacy transcends religious and cultural boundaries. He remains a unifying figure in Islam, Christianity, and Judaism, embodying faith, devotion, and submission to God's will. Indeed, Abraham was a nation devoutly obedient to Allah, inclining towards truth, and he was not of those who associate others with Allah. Through the life of Abraham, we see a shared heritage, a call to unity, and a timeless example of unwavering faith. His story continues to inspire billions to live with purpose and devotion,